sooner or later, everyone sits down to a banquet of consequences. Hey everybody, Jeff Stone here, not Robert Louis Stevenson, with another episode of MatchReview.com. Today we're looking at Picture Consequences by Joel Dickinson. I'm going to apologize in advance to him because in another video that I've already filmed, I pronounced his name Joel, the American pronunciation, but he says his name Joel, so sorry about that. But moving forward, I will get it correct. So, what do we get here? For $40, you get this plastic container, really one of these box things that will last you forever. Inside of that is this little box here, which is, it's the size of a deck of cards box, exactly, pretty much in all dimensions, but it's a lot thicker and will last a lot longer, and it feels more sturdy than most bicycle boxes that you get these days. Inside of that are all the pieces you need for this supposed game, right? And we're familiar with the game where you have, like, well, here's an example right here, right? You have a head, a body, and feet, right? So you have all these cards here where you can show, there's a bunch of them here. These are different feet and heads and bodies and so forth. And they just have the little logo or whatever on the back. And it looks like a legitimate game. And even though it's not a real game, it is the kind of thing that people are familiar with and have probably played something like it in their lifetime. So that's what you're getting for the $40. What's the effect? Well, the effect is you predict what pattern they will make. You'll predict the head, the body, and the feet, or the bottom, or whatever, however you want to call it. You predict it in advance. It's that simple. You play it like it's a game. Everybody can be involved. They can change their mind a bunch of times. And everything is a free choice. And they just read the supposed game rules that comes with the package inside the box, follow along the rules, which are very simple and straightforward, and then you predict what they chose. So how's it work? Well, Joel tells you in the video, in the ad trailer, and in the written ad copy, it's multiple outs. Now, you get a whole bunch of these cards here, right? But there's some really clever structure that makes it to where the number of outs you need is way fewer than you would think. If you're familiar with David Riegel's effect called All Strung Out, where he has participants take a string and then they thread beads on it, different color beads, and then he's predicted what color beads would go in what order on the string. And it's the same kind of thing where just some clever wording makes you seem like you have way more choices than you actually do. Really, really smart. But it's very simple. There's no memory work at all. The system is built to cue you every step of the way, and you hardly have to do any thinking. I mean, there's a little bit of one or two moments where you have to think about something, but it's not, I mean, it's nothing. It's super simple for pretty much any level of performer. So that's the basic method. I mean, he tells you right there. And if you watch the ad trailer, you will see at least, I think, 3 different of the outs just by watching through the ad trailer. You'll see 2 or 3 of the different ones. They'll give you a feel for it. I'm not going to blatantly show you the outs here, even though I don't think he would mind, but I don't know, because he tells you that it's outs and you see a couple of them in the trailer. So I'm not going to show you everything, but I'll just tell you that it's clever and it works. That's the method.
But for now, for your customer's sake, for your daughter's sake, you might want to think about buying a quality product from me.
So how well made is this thing? Well, very well made. These cards they're not like playing cards, but they're like maybe like your kids' Go Fish cards or something like that. They're good quality and they don't stick together. They do still spread nicely, no problem. They don't stick or anything like that. And you, with the thing, you get the instructions. You actually get 2 of these just in case this one rips or whatever. This is printed on some sort of photo paper kind of a thing, kind of glossy paper. But this one, out of all the props, is the most likely to wear and tear. And because you fold it up and it goes inside the box. And so there's an extra one. So that was a nice thought. You get the plastic box to hold everything in, to hold this box in so you protect this box. And when all is said and done, you just put this thing in the plastic box and just put it in your pocket. You're ready to go. Also inside is this vinyl board here. And this thing is made out of really sturdy vinyl. But because the way you store it in the box, you fold it up, it wants to stay folded like that, right? And so when you lay it on the table, it doesn't quite lay flat. You notice his lays pretty flat in the ad trailer. And so that was a little bit of an issue that I had with this. Not much, but it was enough that he should have at least talked about maybe some tips on getting the creases out or minimizing that or something of that nature. That would have been helpful. But I mean, that's a minor point for sure. As far as the video goes, it's well lit, well shot, well mic'd, all that stuff. It covers in depth everything you need to know about how to use this system, which again, very clever, very simple, very easy. And I mentioned earlier this David Regal effect all strung out. I would not be surprised at all if Joel was inspired by that effect, because there's a lot of similarities to how the system works. I love David Regal's effect. I used to do it. I love David Regal's effect. I said effect. I meant to say effect. And I used to do it all the time. And then, side note, one time I was doing it for a group of older ladies, and they were trying to thread the beads on, and they all had arthritis, and it just did not go well. So I quit doing that trick, not because of that one moment, but other reasons. So with that one, it does seem like you have so many millions of possibilities. With this effect here, Picture Consequences, doesn't seem like millions, but it certainly seems like way more than there actually are. And it's very effective and very clever and very smart. And this feels more like a game that really exists in the real world, instead of having everybody digging in a bowl for beads and threading beads on a string. That can be fun too. But I think this has some slight edge over that. Just depends on your venue and so on and so forth. If you like that effect though, the way it works, then it's very similar to what's going on here. So product quality, solid. The only issue I have is this final thing, which will last forever, but how do you get the wrinkles out of it? Maybe I have to iron it. I don't know. I don't want to do that and end up melting it or something. Ad copy integrity. Go watch the trailer. It is exactly what you see in the trailer. And not only that, but he went above and beyond, and he tipped part of the method. And I like it when creators do that. They don't have to give away everything, but if they give you a little bit of a hint or even blatantly say part of the method, I think that's actually helpful rather than hurtful, because it lets you know what you're getting into. Sometimes they hide the method so well, and the ad starts to become a little bit deceptive, and then you get the product and you're like, oh, well, I thought it wasn't going to be that based on what they were saying in the trailer, right? So I like that Joel was open and said it's actually multiple outs. So the trailer, perfect. The written ad copy is great. There's just one minor thing, and that is he mentions that it works great for stage. I'm not sure how I would do this on stage. I'm not saying it can't be done, but it wasn't addressed in the video. I have no problem with the possibility that maybe I'm not seeing something that he's seeing or that he knows, and that it could be done on stage and I'm just not aware of it. But if you're going to make the claim, then tell me how you're going to do it on stage. So I had a little bit of an issue with that, but it was minor. So final thoughts. The effect, it's fun, colorful, engaging. The method, it's clever, easy, no memory work. The product quality, solid, near perfect, barring just this thing here with a little bit of issue. The ad copy integrity is accurate. There's just that one unaddressed claim I mentioned a second ago. If you like the performance, if you like this and you think it's a fun thing that would fit into your personality and sort of a gameplay where you're just playing with the spectators, the participants, you're just playing with the participants, what looks like a regular game, and it basically is a game, that ends up showing that you predicted the outcome of the game, then you'll love this. It's solid, well made, all the above that I just said. You'll dig it, you'll be happy with your purchase. Final verdict, 4.5 stars with a stone status of gem with a capital G. That's it for this one, folks. Now it's time for you to do all the buttons, like, subscribe, share, comment, buy me a diet soda, and listen to the random iTunes song of the moment, which is... oh, man. Clapton here. Tears in Heaven. This is the acoustic version from Clapton Unplugged from 100 years ago, back when MTV used to be cool. So, quick story about that. When I lived in Connecticut in the 90s, I was in the Navy. I had a big old huge stereo system, and it was a 5 CD, and I only owned 5 CDs, and this was one of them. It was Eric Clapton Unplugged, Eric Clapton Timepieces, Nirvana Nevermind, Mariah Carey Unplugged, and Mariah Carey, the first one, I don't remember exactly what it's called. I think it was called Vision of Love, but her first album. That was it. 2 Mariah Careys, 2 Eric Claptons, and 1 Nirvana, and I listened to that on shuffle all the time That's all that I listened to back then. And I would be in my room practicing magic, old magic, but when I first got into heavy sleight of hand and studying magic in a deeper level. And so I still have a playlist on my computer that is all 5 of those albums, and it's one playlist that I once in a while will listen to on random to take me back to the 90s. That's it for this one, folks. Thanks again for tuning in to magicreviewed.com. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.